The debate between public and private schools has been reignited with the release of the latest NAPLAN test results. New data shows public and Catholic schools are outperforming their expensive private rivals in reading, writing and numeracy. Let's see what our parenting expert Claire Orange thinks about this issue. Hi Claire.
Hey Tracy.
How do you interpret these results?
Well, I think we have to get past that whole conversation about whether it's a moneyed or, state school that children are going to. I think the data is actually really exciting, that some schools are showing massive gain in what their students are doing with their reading and their writing and their numeracy based on very specific programs to the needs of those children. So, responding to ESL, English as a Second Language kids, with the program that works for them. And I think it shows us what best practice looks like, and it doesn't matter what school it is, we should be looking at how they're achieving that.
Yeah, there's more to a school than just NAPLAN results as well.
Oh, absolutely. NAPLAN, ATAR, there's so much more, they're just a number on the page at the end of the day, and in some ways they're important numbers, but in most ways they're not. We've got kids out there who are participating in school programs, they're getting future ready, they're learning resilience and persistence, all the things that are going to give them these really successful lives, Tracy.
It is, I suppose, up to individual families and also the child as well, but what do parents need to consider when choosing a public or private school?
Well, this is such an important consideration for families. And I think, if you think about how much effort you'd put into, if you were going to go and buy a new car as a family, you wouldn't just go to the closest car yard and buy the closest car and go, well, that'll do. You'd look at, what size and what colour and what do we want in this vehicle, what are the special features. And we don't tend to do that a lot with our children's schooling, especially in the primary school years. And each one of us has, different flavoured kids with different needs and different requirements. And I think we need to go shopping as parents for the school that meets our child's needs, and it might be different schools for different children in your own family.
Yeah.
And that's a really big consideration.
Yeah, absolutely. So, coming down to the child, not the school, in a sense. So in terms of, in those sorts of terms, how successful a student can become, what can parents look out for in terms of their individual children and meeting their needs?
Right, well, it does come down to the individual child. It doesn't matter if you've got a child in a school where there's everything laid on, they might not do that well. You can put a child into a school where there's really big issues and your child will flourish. So we know that that child brings a lot to the equation, and for those of us who work in this area, we know that a child who's going to flourish and be successful in life is really the kid who gives effort instead of giving up. That child who's persistent, who's resilient, gets over the mistakes and the frustrations. So that stuff that we can teach our children at home is really important. Schools are important, but actually we're preparing our kids to be life ready.
Always important advice. All right, Claire Orange, thank you so much for your time again this afternoon.
Thank you.